the deal is, on Saturday, either I resigned or I was terminated from my column at the Detroit News, which, it's neither here nor there. That's inside baseball. I don't want to litigate private conversations. But, yeah, I'm apparently inappropriate, misogynistic towards the Attorney General. Yeah?
Says who?
Well, that's the part where you go, where you set it up and go like, well, Well, look, Thursday, we laid out to you this case about the old woman who's being abused in the nursing home, and it's allegedly trying to bill her estate. The woman's nursing home bill is $20,000 in arrears, and the person trying to supposed to be taking care of her isn't, and is trying to bill the insurance company for $50,000 in services towards the woman that the nursing home alleges didn't happen. Okay. That's the treasurer of the Democratic Party and a friend of Dana Nessel's and the governor's. So we wrote it, as you know. And the Attorney General's office opened an investigation, closed it, and half a year later, I got a hold of the documents. The Attorney General's own director of financial crimes put out a big statement saying the Attorney General's not to know about it. The Attorney General's not to inquire about it. Do not talk to her about it. She may not see the files. We find out she did. She was talking to the suspect of an active criminal investigation, trying to find out if it's closed and how her friend get the documents. And 2 weeks later, it's closed, only to find out 2 weeks after that, another law enforcement agency has opened a case concerning Kornak, the woman, and possibly, quite possibly, many others.
Wow.
All right. So Nessel puts out a statement, it's very weird. It's a press release, nothing to me, like, of all the mistakes. That's where we left it.
One without no retractions, not asking for retraction or correction, because it was a very well-sourced story that you wrote, the column.
I thought so.
Well, the evidence is there. You talked to the whistleblower.
Right.
I mean, we
had
saw
him on the show.
Yeah, we saw Joe last week. So
just so how this thing laid out, before I tell you how there's going to be no apology, none whatsoever, is Friday morning. This comes out from the publisher and editor of Detroit News, Gary Miles, who writes to. This isn't in the paper, I don't believe. And it was in a newsletter, and it was tweeted, but it was never answered. He wrote on Friday morning, "Good morning. At 3:28 Wednesday, I received an email from the acting legal counsel representing Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel alleging errors in Charlie LeDuff's Wednesday column. This piece laid out how Nessel had breached an internal legal firewall as her office investigated Tracy Kornak, a Nessel friend, for alleged billing irregularities in the care of a West Michigan patient. Because I was moving between meetings, I hadn't yet opened the email when at 3:53, Nessel's office sent to 30,531 press release subscribers a missive entitled Department of Attorney General Responds to Incorrect Claims, published by the Detroit News in letter to editor Gary Miles." He goes on, "This unusually legalistic public and personal approach to pointing out alleged mistakes was curious, but did not alter our process of immediately reviewing the piece for possible errors. We have found none. Boom. We did find at least 2 false or misleading statements in the AG office's letter, which I have pointed out in a reply that I will send today. The balance of the AG counsel's letter espouses that Nessel's intercession did not violate the firewall, nor did it pressure her staff to close the investigation she was inquiring about with urgency. Worthy of additional scrutiny is a postscript of sorts on the press release. It asserts that pieces published in the opinion section are, quote, not held to a new standard of accuracy and are not required to be grounded in any facts, unquote. I don't know whose editorial standards Nessel's office was citing, but it certainly wasn't citing ours. We do expect commentary to be grounded in facts. In fact, the false or misleading statements in the letter the AG's office sent to us render it ineligible to run on our opinion pages as a letter to the editor. We do expect a grounding in facts. Charlie's columns lives up to that expectation, and then some. All right.
So what was the problem?
So then, that's not appearing anyway. That's not good enough for me. So I posted it with the note, the jury is in, Madam Attorney General, see you next Tuesday. Which creates an internal shitstorm. See you next Tuesday, an acronym, C-U-N-T. Cunt.
Except you did spell it out, S-E-E.
See you
No,
next.
but he
A lot of
spelled out
people
S-E.
did not know what it meant.
I had no idea. I really didn't. And so I said, is that a suburban thing? Like, is that a what? Like, what is it? Because I didn't know what it was. I called Mark and we talked about it because I had no idea.
Okay, the cloud runs on Tuesday. Too clever by half. Because if I want to use the word, I'm going to use the word. No one ever gave me a award for being debonair. I'm from around here. I'm rough. I'm coarse. But if I want to use that word, I will use it. I'm not afraid to use it. And you'll know what I use it. And I reserve the right to use it.
What does that word mean to you, Charlie?
I'm not, what does cunt mean to me?
Yeah. I mean, and I'm only asking because, I mean, obviously
Wait
some
a minute,
people are
first-
offended by it. I mean, it's saying, what does it mean?
I didn't
to you?
use it, first of all.
Okay,
so
you did not.
I want to.
Okay, you did not. All right.
Okay, a cunt is a detestable person, guy or gal. I don't care what gal say. I use it. I call him a cunt. You'll know when I use it, right? But I'm using a double entendre here.
Okay.
Runs on two. I'm not making an excuse. What I meant by it was fuck you all. Period. You're liars. There's something corrupt and contemptible going on in there, right? All of you, whether your name is Dana or Danny or Zach or Chad or anybody in on the group ripping off an old lady, I'll see you next Tuesday.
Got it.
You know what I hear a lot? Charlie LeDuff newsman, I thought you were dead. I'm not dead. I'm doing the news, the real news, right here, the No BS News Hour. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook, Odyssey, or download it wherever you get your podcasts. Power the people.